Hey guys, how is everyone doing today? Long time no see. Hope everybody's well. Hope the world being open hasn't made anybody any crazier than it had been closed. I'm just gonna put this over here. I just finished a quick little Pilates class with the beautiful Isabelli. And for those of you who are visiting for the first time, I am T, creator and owner of Socio Mindful Wellness, a holistic wellness company that is essentially here to help heal the wounds of racism via wellness. I'll just make it the short version because I'm also a sociologist, so I'm very wordy. But I just wanted to hop on real quick and offer a couple of little quad stretches. I've been doing a lot of hip strengthening, leg strengthening, and I've noticed, because I follow a lot of different teachers, and a lot of the strengthening videos, unless you go to another video, they don't include a lot of quad stretching. There's a lot of hamstring stretching, lots of downward dog, really taking care of the back side of the legs when we're working a lot of the front side for strengthening, which you want to strengthen and stretch both sides, balanced and even. And this isn't a jab at anybody, because a lot of these teachers are amazing and they offer some phenomenal exercises, tips, tricks, and all that stuff. A lot of them I follow. But I just wanted to be sure that I did my part, and I shared a video, just a couple of quick quad stretches you can do after any sort of leg day, especially if you're doing a lot of lunges, planks, any sort of lung variation, a lot of warrior sequences and things like that. I've been doing a lot with yoga upload as well. I like to shout out the teachers that I flow with, because why not? There's so many people. It's enough for everybody, right? Anyway, I also ramble off to the side, so that's fine. At any rate, I'm just gonna do a couple of poses. I didn't plan this. I just decided I wanted to go ahead and knock this out and just give a few poses, do with them what you will, incorporate them into your own daily practice. Just keep your quads right. You know, these muscles on the front side of our thighs are so imperative to our mobility. So if you're only working to strengthen on the front side and only to stretch on the back side, there's going to be some imbalance no matter how often and how good you're doing those exercises. So you just want to be mindful that everything is getting some love. And before we get started, please take a minute to subscribe, like, share, comment below when you're done, of course, how you got on with this practice, if there's anything you would like to see more of or less of. I am trying my best to ease into this world of YouTube videos, and all the feedback helps. Give me 1 second. Okay, so awesome. I'm gonna turn on my side because the first stretch we're gonna do is we will just come onto our knees, bring our seat, make sure bring our seat to our heels, drop onto the tops of the feet, and just take a moment to sit, right? So just allow your body to come into this moment, just sort of let go, release everything down and out through the earth beneath you. Feel the energy flowing from the crown of the head, out the soles of the feet, into the soles of the feet, and out the crown of the head. Energy flows cyclically. Circular? Circular. Okay. So once you've been sitting for just a couple minutes, we're just going to tune into this moment. Walk the hands back behind you. Pull the navel into the spine, tailbone tucks slightly under, which you'll notice. Let me slide up just a little. I feel like I'm out of range. You'll notice, and if sitting on your the tops of your feet is too much, I have sensitive knees, so I put my cushion underneath my knees. It takes a lot of pressure off, but you can use like a knee pad underneath the tops of the feet, or if that's still too much, you can come onto the balls of your feet. You have so many options. Don't ever when you're taking a yoga class, no matter if it's online, in person, on Zoom, whatever, if an instructor gives a cue and you feel like no matter what you do, you're not doing it right, you can't get into the pose the way you feel like you should, take a moment to feel the pose, right? Don't worry about how you look in the pose, notice how you feel in the pose. And if the cues aren't clear enough for you to understand how you should be feeling and what you should be feeling and where, ask a question or just modify until your body adapts to the pose, right? And this doesn't mean doing something completely different. It just means, like, for example, I'm saying come onto the balls of your feet. If you feel like being on the balls of your feet is painful, maybe you come up a little bit more onto the toes, maybe a little further back behind the balls of the feet, right? Or maybe you come onto the tops of your feet. Nothing is absolute, and you can't get in trouble. You know, it's your practice. And I don't like to say this, and I don't want to sound negative, but if an instructor tries to force you into a pose or demands in a very rigid way how a pose should be met, maybe that's not the instructor for you, right? So I'm just going to stay on the balls of my feet because I'm here. So again, tailbones tucked, navel is into the spine, hands come back behind, and we just begin to lift from the hips. And you may go up just about that much, so it's very subtle, or you may lift the hips all the way up. But what you want to do if you're lifting is shoulders come back, heart opens wide, excuse me, and you're lifting with the hips. You should almost instantly feel a deep pull in the quadriceps, so the front of the thighs, outer thighs at the IT band. It is juicy, right? I love it so much. And you can do that, maybe you can either do it hold for about 30 seconds, maybe 5-6 breaths, or you can make a little sequence out of it. Come up, do it once, come up to seat, come back, maybe give yourself about 5 of those. Be mindful of your knees. If you feel any pain, any shooting pain on the knees, that cushioning isn't helping, don't do this pose. Just don't. There are other quad stretch, and I will show you a couple more. There's just other things you can do, and harming yourself shouldn't be a part of the process. So the next pose, we're going to come onto the knees again. And when you're on the knees, try to come more towards, let me face you a little, more towards the top of the knee than the center of the knee, right? So if you can, try to bring it, it'll still feel and look maybe as if you're on the center line, but you're more into the front line of the knee. And all we're doing here, knees are about hips distance apart. And I'm staying on my side so that you can see where my legs are going, because, you know, why not? So we're going to bring the left foot into the right hand, into the palm of the hand. And you may use both hands to grip the foot if it feels more comfortable. I like doing this because it feels just more secure. Your feet, the right foot can be on the ball, or the top of the foot can be in the mat, right? If grabbing your foot isn't for you today, grab a strap or a belt. Wrap it around the foot, not my hair, around the arch of the foot, or excuse me, around the ball of the foot. Right? And you're just going to pull. Now when you're pulling, you want to keep that tailbone tucked under, the navel's in the spine, so that you feel a stretch in the quads. Now for me, that doesn't do it. I need to bring my foot closer to my hip, and this isn't a jab at anybody who needs that strap. That your props are your friends. If it did something for me, I don't care if I could wrap my leg around my body 8 times. If the strap made it feel better, I'm using the strap. The props are they're not a hindrance, they're a companion. So we're just gonna pull that heel towards the glutes, all right? Now I have to come all the way up on my glute because I just have that range of motion flexibility. And I just did a very phenomenal hip opening and then Pilates practice. Honey, these legs is loose. But you may notice that your foot being out here is deep. If that's the case, stay there. Your body will tell you everything it needs you to know, everything you need to do. So if you feel like, well, she held her foot this close and it got so close to her butt. I want my foot to get close to my butt. When I was 17, I could do that, and I want to do that. Honey, compassion, not competition, even with your past or future self. Love on yourself where you are right now, and yourself will take care of you and take you everywhere you want to go. I promise you. I promise you. Patience is perfect. So we're going to release, and then you do the same on the other side. Right? So we're pulling, 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 keeping that tailbone tucked. So if you're arching your back, you're not, that stretch isn't happening. You're actually straining the low back, and we want to protect our low back. The base of our spine needs our love, right? It does so much for us. This feels amazing. And this is exactly what I needed after that practice, right? And like I was saying, for some people, being on your knees is just not happening. I shouldn't even be on mine. So if you want to do some of these poses standing, same thing. Just like you were on your knees, you stand up. You can begin in mountain pose. I hope my head isn't cut off. I didn't adjust my camera. And just like before, tailbone's tucked, navel to spine, core is engaged. And that core isn't just the abdominal muscles, right? It's everything from the shoulders down to the hips. So the core part of our body that keeps our mobility pumping. So everything is in line, we're engaged. Bring that foot up to the hand. And then try to walk or send the knee straight down. We're not trying to send it back or forward or out to the side. We're trying to line it up so it's going pointed towards the floor, and the hips, or the heels, are trying to get into your bum. Now, if you're pulling, you don't want your shoulders hunched up. You don't want that back arched. Trying to just flatten yourself out. I almost said something, but I won't. Same on the other side. And you can do this, I would say give yourself about 5 rounds of those on each side. And just three exercises. You can add those 3 exercises after your hip stretches, after your leg day stuff. You can incorporate it into your practice. It's nothing major, but it's something that just a small change to your practice, if you're not already doing something like that, will benefit you in the long run. We want to take care of our bodies. If we're in this world, if you're watching this video, it's because you're working out to some degree, right? You're interested in something. Excuse me. Honey, I was just, anyway. So you're already mindful of the need for this sort of movement. So take it a step further and make sure that the preventive work that you're doing actually prevents and doesn't harm you in any way. My job is to empower you to commit to your holistic wellness and to crave it, right? I want you to feel excited by it. I haven't been feeling excited because COVID, depression, these are things that sometimes you can't control everything. I would love to say that my practice had been so solid at the start and starting last fall into spring of this year, times of COVID, that I was able to stay on task. I wasn't. I'm human, I'm flawed, I'm damn sure not perfect. People think that if you're a yogi that you can just do anything, and while we are very powerful and very mythical and magical and all of those things, we're still human. And if you're entering into this space with issues of your head and heart, it's challenging. For me personally, over here, I got into yoga, because of Groupon, but anyway. And seriously, I committed and got serious about yoga because I noticed all the mental health benefits that I achieved by the practice. So I'm saying that to say, commit to yourself, to your practice. Know that all it is for you. No matter how you do it, as long as you commit to it, and take care of yourself. You deserve to be well holistically. That is mind, body, and spirit, right? You don't have to suffer. So take care of yourself. Thank you so much for watching this long, wordy video. I'm not going to apologize for all of my ramblings, because somewhere in there was some yoga tips, right? There were some workout tips, not necessarily just yoga, but just some workout tips. So hopefully it's useful for you. If you liked it, please like the video, please share, save to your playlists, subscribe to my channel, please. The more you guys subscribe, the more I'll realize that, okay, maybe I should make more videos, and maybe I should share the ones that actually took time to record. I don't know. But yeah, if you're not doing that, I don't see the need, other than just sharing them. They're on my page. They're just private. So let me know you want to see them, and I will share them with you. Be well.